Hi, my name's Kylie Hicken, and I'm so excited today to tell you about digital scrapbooking and how you can use it in the classroom. There, that is me. Again, my name is Kylie, and I am a French teacher, and I'm also a mom of these two very rambunctious little kids. Their names are Lachlan and Finley. And I first started to do digital scrapbooking because of them. I had these visions of teaching my kids how to read, and then I had them, and they just did not even sit down long enough to teach them anything or to read even 3 pages of a book. So I started teaching them their letters by creating them their own personalized ABC book, which you'll see in a little bit. And the first time they sat down and saw the pictures of their family and friends, and they read an entire book, or at least looked at an entire book, it made me cry. I was so excited. And I realized all the implications you can have in a classroom. And that's when I began to look into digital scrapbooking. So that is how I got involved with this in the first place. So I'm so excited to talk to you about that today. So first of all, I wanted to say, what is digital scrapbooking? And that might give you ideas in your head of this, but that is certainly not what we're going to look at. Digital scrapbooking is more along the lines of this kind of thing. Okay, so it's teaching kids using the computers. It's really kind of a clean type of atmosphere. It is certainly not this. It's not dangerous scissors, glue, and all kinds of mess in the classroom. It's not chaos. It is nothing like that. It is more like this. It's beautiful types of products that you can have. And it's this, okay, things that can last forever. So what can you as a teacher use digital scrapbooking for in the classroom? That's where we're going to start. For one thing, you can design all kinds of beautiful templates and backgrounds for presentations. The more interesting your presentations are, the easier it is to keep your students engaged. So I used to see all kinds of PowerPoints and things that were kind of hard to look at and ugly, and you just know that kids get very disinterested and they start to zone out. So I started to design beautiful backgrounds like the ones that you see for this presentation and like this one. This is something I designed for a transportation unit, and this is something that I designed of the background for PowerPoint for a clothing unit. Much more interesting. Also, you can design your own classroom posters. You can make them personalized for the content, make them match the things in your own room. And so here are some examples. Now, again, I'm a French teacher, so here is one for the word faire, to do and to make. And here is one for ER verbs. In the upper right-hand corner, you see a QR code, so kids can actually scan that and see a video. Now, lesson planning books, agendas, and calendars. You can design your own to use the format that you would choose. And you can put in photos of your own family, which, you know, when you're gone during the day from them, it can always be fun. So here's an example of an agenda book and a calendar that I designed myself for this school year. You can also do flashcards, and you can do games. You can create your own published flashcards and board games tailored to your own lessons and units. And you can also put in photos from your students in your classes to personalize them even more. And this is always a fun thing. Your kids will love when you do this. And here's just a couple pictures. You can do with your ABCs, with any kind of vocabulary that you're doing. You could also design beautiful certificates, invites, and greeting cards. The online software that I use really allows you to use, your creativity, and gives you all kinds of flexibility. I've become the graphic designer of my department, and I design all kinds of beautiful things for the special events. I design greeting cards for everybody, invites for my students to our awards nights, for the kids and their parents and our faculty. So here's an example for a foreign language event that we had, and I wrote their kids' names in the upper right-hand corner. And this is for the faculty. It was designed for somebody in their retirement ceremony. And this scrapbook page was designed and turned into a craft for 2 people that were leaving our school and going to a different school. So how can students use digital scrapbooking? And there are lots of different things that the kids can do in the classroom. So for one, they can use digital storybook projects. And this is something that can be done, for example, instead of a PowerPoint project. They can design a book that they could present in front of the classroom. And the cool thing with this is that you could email the project back to the kids and to the parents so that the parents could then publish the book and have something, a hard copy of the book that they could cherish. They could maybe even make a copy for the grandparents and that sort of thing. So that is certainly an option that PowerPoint does not allow. And the kids really enjoy doing this. And you are going to see an option of a student here.
Bonjour, je me présente au projet santé. Après le campagne, c'est santé mal, indique qui sont papa. Papa dit famille compris. My baby, c'est santé mal encore. Dr. Smith dit baby, imagine enfant. Puis Dr. Smith demande baby, qu'est-ce que c'est qu'il y a?
Okay, you could also make class or school compilations. Students can put together a book of literary works that they create, and they can hold a poetry contest and create a book of the winners, for example. And this is also a really great fundraising tool. Here's an example taken from a poetry compilation that an elementary school did. And this is just a really great keepsake that a lot of parents would want. And here is a fun book that a school did on the Bill of Rights. Very silly pictures done, as you can obviously tell here. And then you could also do classroom yearbooks. For elementary schools, classes could create their own mini yearbooks just for their rooms. Small private schools could use digital scrapbooking sites to create their own school yearbooks, and that could be a very a good example. And here is just a page taken from one of those small class trip pages from a yearbook. Portfolios. Students could scan their artwork, copy in their writing, and create portfolios of all their work they do in their classes throughout the year. This is a great thing, especially for International Baccalaureate students as they prepare to go on to college. And here's an example, a few pages taken from a portfolio that my niece did actually during this last year. So how can you use digital scrapbooking for fundraising? With this site that I use, Heritage Makers, they have a great program that they offer 5% cash back on all purchases and publishing that you do. All you have to do is register your school with Heritage Makers. They're going to create a code for you, and then any item that you purchase at the very end, you have to put your school's code in the box. They keep an order of how much that you make, and then at the end of the year, they're going to give back to your school 5% of everything everybody buys. Okay, so what can you do? You can make seasonal memory books for sports, band, drama groups. Teams could create a book featuring each of the players and giving the highlights of each game. The books could be sold as a unique fundraiser at the end of the season. And again, this can be a really, really great keepsake. You could also make personalized school spirit items like mugs, calendars, and playing cards again. Personalized items could be designed and sold for any group of the school. And these things, we can even make phone holders. And here's just some pictures coming up of the different types of things that you can make. All kinds of crafts can be done here that you see as well. Another thing that wasn't mentioned here is this is a design I made for a French t-shirt. So t-shirts are a big design aspect as well. Now, Christmas card fundraiser. Many families make personalized photo cards these days at Walmart or Walgreens. So why not do them through this site? Because again, at the end, if you put in your code for your school, 5% back of the total purchase would be given back to your school. So this is a fantastic way, once you get that free code through Heritage Makers, that you could make a ton of money that would be going back to your school. So exciting and fun fundraiser. How can you use digital scrapbooking at home or to encourage parents to use it and to benefit their kids? Well, again, I mentioned that personalized ABC book or for flashcards if you have young readers. This is just a page taken from the one that I did. And again, you see those QR codes, so it's a neat way to make it interactive. Now, you can do it books. You can help build the self-esteem of children by creating books for them, telling them who loves them, why they are loved, and encourage them to do their very best. And I just think this is so, so important. Before kids can learn, they really have to feel comfortable. They have to feel loved, and they have to have self-esteem. And so for struggling kids, we can encourage parents to make these books for them and to really help them get over the hurdles in life. And there's this really special book I want to show you a page from. It's a mom who made this book for her boy Trevor, and he had dyslexia. It says, I have the gift of dyslexia, and it means that I read differently than other people. And she made this book. It's called I Can, and it's just a really beautiful book, and I love this idea. And it's a big book, but this page especially just talks about the, as she called it, the gift of dyslexia. And as he was struggling to learn how to read, she would read this to him every day, and it really helped him get over it. It's such a wonderful idea. Now again, you can do so much more storybooks. Again, canvases, you can make home decor, you can make bags and calendars, gifts for people, and all kinds of home and office supplies. Now of course there's lots of other companies you can use, but I highly recommend Heritage Makers. One of the things is they don't sell your photos. Other sites do sell your photos. A lot of people don't know that. And of course, you can get the 5% back on anything that you go that will go back to your school. So that's super exciting. So how can you get started? You can go to whatisyourstory.org and you can sign up for Heritage Makers account. It is totally free, but if you do plan to do a lot of publishing, you might want to join what we call the club, and you can get big discounts. So this is what the website looks like. On the upper right hand corner, there's a login. Then you can sign up for the free account. If you already have one in the middle, you can press the button to activate it. At the bottom, you see Get Help for Tutorials. This is what it looks like. You see in the middle on the bottom, there's a studio demo. It's about 7 minutes, but there's also a longer one. That is where we recommend you start. And then in the upper part, you see Template Gallery. That's where you want to go next. And I want to show you just a second here in the template gallery. You can do all kinds of keyword searches. Right here I just push the word school and playing deck cards, and you can see all the types of things that would come up here. So you can search for all kinds of different products. And once you decide, you push details, and then you can put those into your own template gallery and edit them. And once you go into the edit mode, you'll go into what we call the studio. And here is what it looks like inside Studio. And you can upload your photos here. You can add text boxes, art collections. There's over 100,000 pieces of digital art and templates in here to search from. And it's as easy as you can see here. If you type in yellow paper, you can choose here. And if you touch the preview button in the upper, well, it's kind of in the upper left-hand corner, that's where you want to go if you want to download it onto your computer for pictures and JPEGs. Now here is a picture of the cart. You see where it says coupon code. I just wanted to point this out. This is where you would put your school's coupon code, and you must do this to make sure that we will give you all the money back towards for your school for the fundraising option. So I know that was very quick. I just wanted to show you a couple pages of what it looks like online. Thank you so much for learning about how to use digital scrapbooking for your school. Again, my name is Kylie, and please check us out, whatisyourstory.org. Thanks again, and happy scrapbooking.